Not only was this week New Comic Book Day, but we also had Local Comic Shop Day. I hope you guys went out and supported your shops. I picked up some cool things, but more importantly, I've got to go over my top 10 list for the week. So keep watching this video to hear all about that, and stick around to the end to see which issue claimed number 1 and which one I think you need to be investing in, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. AR Comics here, and today I'm going to be going over my top 10 list for New Comic Book Day, and I've also got some cool things to show off from Local Comic Shop Day. But before I get into that, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content, and if you want to join a community that's dedicated to comic books and raising awareness for mental health, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. And now, without further ado, let's go over the books this week. So before I go over my top 10 list, I'm going to show off what I picked up from Local Comic Shop Day. First up today, we have Ice Cream Man, number 20. And I'm going to be honest with you, I had no business picking this up. I didn't even want to pick it up. I had no intentions of it. But I got to my shop and my LCS was like, hey, we held this off to the side for you. I know you like Ice Cream Man. And I was like, yeah, Ice Cream Man. I love Ice Cream Man. I want this. I need this. And I picked up all my books and I walked out and I was thinking, why the hell did I grab this? I don't need this. I have like 5 copies of cover A and a couple copies of cover B, and I have a few of the extra prints. I have no business owning this copy. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe it was just a spur of the moment, like Local Comic Shop Day, hell yeah. But no, I don't need this. Either way, it's a pretty sweet cover. I'm happy I do have it though. So the next thing I picked up, it was free, but you know, DC's Future State. I think it's kind of cool. I read through it a little bit. My only thought is I'm not really interested in a lot of the stuff that they're coming out with. Everything seems to be like a 2-issue or a 4-issue mini run, and I am not about that. Not completely interested in it. I'm going to wait to see how it goes, but for the most part, I'm most likely going to be skipping out on most of the stuff DC's coming out with. And the final thing, which is an absolute must, I'm so happy I picked it up. Something is Killing the Children, number 1. This is the foil variant. I love this series. I love this issue. The foil variant is gorgeous. I hope you were able to grab a copy for yourself because issue 1 is selling for a lot of money right now. It's only going to go up in price once they kind of announce a TV show that's going to be on Netflix. But until that time comes, the price is rising. And now this is a Local Comic Shop Day exclusive. Not a lot of people are going to have it, and plus it's a gorgeous cover. So I'm hoping you were able to grab that, and now let's move on to the top 10 list. Honestly, I think it was a super light week for New Comic Book Day. I know a lot of other people I talked to had a pretty light week themselves. So this is actually only a top 6 list. I only picked up 6 different issues, not including any of these. But coming in at number 10 this week, we have The Amazing Spider-Man, number 53. This is the Last Remains tie-in. And I know what you're thinking. You just heard me say, but AR, you only picked up 6 issues. How can this come in at number 10? That's how much this issue sucked. I hate this tie-in, and I hate everything about this story right now. I keep picking it up because it's Amazing Spider-Man, and I have all the issues. You see it, 53 issues plus tie-ins. I have them all. And sadly, I really don't enjoy a lot of it. But I keep getting it. I want to know what's going on with this story, and I don't want to miss out on anything vital. This one was just like the last tie-in, is with Doctor Strange and all the other Spider characters, and they're doing their thing to try and save Peter Parker's soul. I didn't really enjoy it. It seems so pointless, especially bringing in the other new characters. I'm not going to spoil who's in it. It's not a first appearance, so don't worry about that. But he has no business being in this series right now. Just focus on Kindred, focus on that and Spider-Man, and it'll all be good. Everyone loves the other arc, but I don't know anyone that's enjoying this. So for that reason, this is coming in at number 10, despite only having 6 issues. That's how bad I didn't like this. And next up, coming in at number 5, we have Dark Knight's Death Metal, The Multiverse Who Laughs. This is a one-shot tie-in to the main run, and if you weren't able to grab this or you felt like skipping out on it, it's okay. This has nothing to do with the main issue. You won't miss out on anything, and I thought it was okay. It wasn't really too special, but at the same time, I didn't hate it. I really like the concept behind it, how the Robin King sat down with all the Groblins, or whatever he called them, and he said, alright, today we're going to be telling stories. I like that. So this issue had 4 different mini stories in it, but the problem is the stories really weren't that good. And the ones that were, I thought, a little bit better were only a couple pages long, and we never really learned anything from the story. So at that point, it was a little bit boring. I kind of felt like I wanted to rush through it because I wasn't really enjoying it. So for that, coming in at number 5. And next up, coming in at number 4, we have Undiscovered Country, number 10. This is cover A. I really wanted cover B, but I wasn't able to find it, so that sucks, but I still really enjoyed this issue. It picks up pretty much right where the last one left off. You saw Destiny Man coming into the Aurora Zone. We don't really see him this issue, but we see how the Destiny Zone infects Aurora. Aurora kind of is doing some shady stuff that some of the other characters are slowly figuring out, but they spent this issue kind of mobilizing their little army to fight pretty much everything that was coming in from Destiny. So that was the whole issue. A lot of action, a lot of fighting. We kind of got to see how they do their own thing, but some of the other characters broke off into their own little teams, and they want to figure out more about this zone. There's got to be something that they're hiding, and they definitely find it. It was a pretty big ending in my opinion. I can't wait to see where this next issue goes. I think we're going to learn a lot more in this next one. This is an absolute must read in my opinion. I love this series. I talk about it all the time. It's usually on my top list, usually top 3, top 5 at least. I know it's a smaller week, so it's obviously top 5, but do yourself a favor, make sure you pick up Undiscovered Country. It is a great read. And now we have coming in at number 3, Philadelphia, number 10. This is cover B. I really wanted cover A. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but it was my only option, so I had to pick it up. And yes, you're looking at it correct. I finally am reviewing Philadelphia. After all of you guys have been telling me, pick it up, read it, you're really going to like it. I finally caved in. I picked up the last few issues I was missing, and it's incredible. I really wish I would have given it a bigger shot in the very beginning, but I only read the first 2 issues, and I thought, I'm done with this, not really enjoying it. For you guys that were kind of on the same fence as me, it's vampires, Philadelphia, and they do a great job with it. The story itself is incredible, but the real thing that I'm really enjoying is how deep they dive into every single character. They just explain everyone's situation, how they got there, and what their whole purpose is in the overall story. I really like that. And now for this issue, same thing. They dive deep into another character, and it was just so cool. I'm overall just really enjoying everything that they're doing with this story. It's a brand new arc, and for those of you who thought the same thing, I think issue 7 or 8 was the brand new arc, and it's definitely a whole new thing. You don't need to read the early stuff. Obviously you should if you want the whole backstory, but you can pick it up at that issue and it'll be good to go. So whatever that new arc is, I highly suggest it. This new character, I'm not going to say who it is, but incredible. It's not a first appearance in this one, but it's the brand new character that got introduced in the new arc. He's badass. Super good. Really enjoying Philadelphia. Do yourself a favor if you're on the fence with it, pick it up. And now we have coming in at number 2. This is a series that keeps blowing my mind every time an issue comes out, but we have the Scumbag, number 2. This is cover A, and you definitely need to be reading this. I love it so far. I think it's so good. The artwork is growing on me. I wasn't a huge fan of it in the beginning, but it flows very well with the story. The best way to describe this is the main character, Ernie, is a complete scumbag. He's literally a loser. Everything he does is drug or alcohol motivated, but he's tasked with saving the world. The worst person ever needs to save the planet and everybody, the city, you name it, he's got to save it. But everything he does is motivated by drugs. This organization or whoever they are that he's pretty much teamed up with to save the planet, they're luring him with drugs. They're like, if you do this, we'll give you this briefcase of drugs. And he's just, yeah, let me get that. I like this. I'll do whatever you want for that. And it's like, this is so funny. It's a great story, but it still has humor in it. I'm really enjoying it. After the way this one ended, I can't wait to see how issue 3 goes. But Ernie got himself into a little bit of trouble, but I'm sure he's going to figure it out. He's the scumbag with superpowers. And now, coming in at number 1, my top choice of the week, we've got Department of Truth, number 3. This is cover B. This is the same cover artist that's doing Gideon Falls right now, Andrea Sorrentino. I love the art. I think it's gorgeous, and this cover is absolutely beautiful. I saw it, I had to have it. But cover aside, I thought this was the best issue of the series so far. I really love this series. I enjoyed the first issue. They did a great job setting up the whole Department of Truth. And in issue 2, they dove a little bit deeper into it. I thought the issue overall was okay. Nothing crazy, but I still really like the concept. This issue, though, they really dove into an actual conspiracy. And not just a conspiracy, but something that definitely happens every time it happens in real life. I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who haven't read it, but let's talk about it down low in the comments section because I thought it was incredible. Every time this happens in real life, there are so many conspiracy videos, and they talk about that in this, how that happens and how that affects everybody else and what it leads to. Man, it was so cool. This is definitely something you need to be reading, and I really like the way that it ended too. It's going to set up probably, I think, a major character or a major organization. So make sure you check out that next issue too because it's going to be big. Like I said, definitely read this. My top issue of the week, no doubt in my mind. And now it's the time you've been waiting for, my top investment choice of the week. And surprisingly, it's not even a new Comic Book Day book that I just got done reviewing. We've got Something is Killing the Children, #1. This is the foil variant from local comic book shop day. I love this series. I just got done talking about it earlier in this video, and if you've been following me for a while, I talk about Something is Killing the Children all the time. I love it. I love everything that Boom Studios and James Tynion IV is doing with this series. It's going to be on Netflix at some point because Boom and Netflix struck that deal, and this is a series that was specifically mentioned, and it's gaining price all the time. This series itself, if you've been looking up on eBay, is definitely getting up there right now. It's a lot more expensive. I think issue 1 is selling for even more than $50. I think it's up to like $75 right now. So my thought process is, it was already, I'm pretty sure, a lower print run, and that's why everyone's buying it up. But this is a shop day exclusive. There's not many copies of this one compared to the actual first print. So pick yourself a copy of this before it gets too expensive. Everyone I talk to, I tell them not just about this series and you should pick it up for speculation and investment purposes, but just because it's so good. This is a must read in my opinion. And for me as a collector, I had to have this cover. This might be something I even get graded. I've got first copy, cover B, second, third, fourth print. I've got all the prints, and now I have this to add to my collection. I'm very happy with it. Do yourself a favor, read this series and let me know what you think. So thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to join a community that's dedicated to comic books and raising awareness for mental health, hit the subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And I've got 2 more videos sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.